Patriotic comrades, by the end of this video, you will see why Tufton's so-called exoneration is a smokescreen and why Dawes is insisting on a full probe. Stay tuned, because what appears clean is much messier than you think. Patriotic comrades, we are at a crossroads. The Ministry of Health has just been named in a jaw-dropping $78.5 million contract. Scandal! And the man at the center, Dr Christopher Tufton, says he's exonerated. But here's the twist. The Integrity Commission didn't refer him for prosecution. Not because he's clean, but because they claim no direct involvement. Enter Dr Alfred Dawes, the opposition spokesman on health, who has just demanded a full probe, and he's not playing. By the end of this video, you'll see exactly why the minister's defense unravels under even basic scrutiny, and why this could reshuffle the political deck in Jamaica. Let's peel back the layers. So, patriotic comrades, serious question. Do you believe Tufton was truly exonerated or just protected by the system? Drop your honest thoughts in the comments below. Let's see where Jamaicans really stand on this one. Patriotic comrades, first, the basics. Background and context. Between 2016 to 2021, the Ministry of Health and the National Family Planning Board awarded 15 contracts valued at $78,579,522.49. 6 of the 15 were done in an irregular way, outside the principle of competition. The IC's report says there were procurement breaches, rules broken, but crucially, no charges recommended against Tufton. Tufton welcomes the ruling, but the catch: he was not directly involved, says the report. Instead, the report says his actions indirectly influenced the award of contracts to Market Me Consulting Limited, whose co-managing director is his friend. Dawes counters, that's a distraction. He says the whole ministry is riddled with procedural rot. He says the rules were bent, rules were broken, and Tufton is trying to hide behind semantics and technicalities. Comrade Dr Alfred Dawes told no lies there. Be a faximan attack. So, patriotic comrades, the question: do Jamaicans allow a minister to escape accountability simply because the report used the word indirectly? Or do we demand a full independent investigation? Real talk, indirect influence might sound harmless, but it's the new political loophole. How do you define accountability in this case? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. Dawes' case: systematic procurement failure. Dawes comes in not as a random heckler, but with a narrative. There is a systemic procurement issue. He points out we've seen this before, especially during COVID, with direct contracting. But in this case, there was no emergency justification. Yet, the method was used repeatedly. 6 contracts flagged as irregular. That's 40% of them. He slams the minister's claim that no charges equals exoneration as disingenuous, because the Integrity Commission is not an illegality commission. Not everything that's corrupt is prosecutable under their remit. He demands the full operations of the health ministry be opened up. Every procurement, every accounting officer, every contract. Every time a politician says, I wasn't directly involved, a taxpayer loses faith. Patriotic comrades, be honest. Do you trust the Ministry of Health after this? Let's hear your thoughts in the comments below. Tufton's defense and the indirect influence angle. Patriotic comrades know Tufton's play, not directly involved, so you can't pin this on me. He points out Market Me was awarded some contracts by officers and accounting staff, all of which the aforementioned reports to you. No, so you got Tufton, so you try fling your subordinates under the bus. You talk about officers and accounting staff, all of them report to you. You are them boss. So cut out the semantics and technicalities. We're not upon that. But the IC says, while no direct evidence exists of him approving a single contract, his actions could reasonably be considered to have indirectly influenced the engagement of Market Me. That phrase is the smoking gun. Indirect influence is slippery. It allows for plausible deniability, but it also opens the door to accountability if you can show how the influence was applied, and the minister leans on that plausible deniability. I was not directly involved. The accounting officers handled it. I accept procedural challenges and will fix them. But that's exactly what Dawes calls passing the buck. The minister is removing himself from the equation, shifting blame and expecting the public to buy it. Comrade Dawes says rules were bent and broken. If you were the Integrity Commission, would you charge Tufton? Vote yes, corruption is corruption, or vote no, not enough proof. In the comments below. Deep dive, conflict of interest, red flags, and open loops. Let's examine the deeper angles, shall we? 1. Conflict of interest. Market Me's co-managing director is a friend of Tufton. That raises the question, did the relationship create undue influence? 2. Pattern of timing. No emergency, no justification, yet direct contracting. That's irregular. 3. Opacity and weak oversight. Procurement systems said to be strengthened, but no detail how. What if there exist internal emails and memos showing that advice or pressure came from the minister's office? We'll revisit that near the end. Meanwhile, Dawes vows he will table a motion for a joint select committee or even push for a special commission of inquiry. But will the parliament support it? Rumor mills heating up. Word is there might be internal memos linking Tufton's office to those contracts. If that's true, what should happen next? Put it in the comments below. Counterarguments and rebuttals. No, fair play. Let's give Tufton's camp some room. They'll argue there must be evidence beyond indirect influence. Without it, you can't prosecute or publicly shame. They'll say we need to avoid witch hunts and allow due process. They'll also argue any minister would get dragged in just because of unavoidable proximity to decisions. But here's where Dawes strikes. He demands documentary proof, internal procurement memos, communication logs, accounting officer statements, He says, if the minister refuses to open the ministry, that refusal itself is evidence of guilt. He uses the threat. We will call every senior manager, former accounting officer, and contractor to testify the political danger. If the public judges that Tufton is protecting himself behind technicalities, that could erode trust severely, especially as election tension rise. Why this matters? Political stakes. Patriotic comrades, this goes beyond one minister or one scandal. It's about the credibility of the government, the integrity of institutions, and whether accountability is reserved for the weak or is demanded from the powerful. For the PNP, this is a golden moment to position themselves as the champions of clean governance. For JLP, the risk, if this snowballs, if public outrage mounts, if opposition forces leverage it smartly, Tufton's defense could become a political liability. And remember, that open loop. Are there hidden documents in Tufton's office that could literally sink him? That's coming soon, or maybe already in a whistleblower's hand. Here's a summary of the highlights and the key points. Quick recap. 78.5 million in Ministry of Health contracts awarded 2016 to 2021. 6 flagged as irregular. IC report found procurement breaches. No direct reference of charges against Tufton. The report says Tufton's actions indirectly influenced the award process. Dawes calls that spin systemic procurement issues, lack of accountability, and semantic defenses. Conflict of interest red flags. Market Me's co-managing director is a friend of Tufton. Defense arguments. Plausible deniability. Due process. Avoiding witch hunts. Strategic counter. Demand memos. Internal accounts. Public hearings. Political strikes. Trust in institutions. Pre-election momentum. Framing PNP as clean governance. Possible internal memos. Whistleblower evidence yet to emerge. So, patriotic comrades, Health Minister Dr Christopher Tufton run out with the PR spin and say he welcomed the conclusion of the Integrity Commission's investigation. Tufton said that while there were several procurement breaches, he was not directly involved in the award of contracts to Market Me Consulting Limited, whose co-managing director Lindsay McDonough is his friend. Not directly involved is the shield where Tufton use for, insulating himself and distancing himself from everything what happen. This is what you call style and craft. Because Tufton want all of you believe say him don't know nothing what go on. Remember, this man and said Lindsay McDonough, it two of them withheld the fact that them are friends to the Integrity Commission. None of them disclosed to the Integrity Commission say them are friends. Because both of them know say that's a direct conflict of interest. That a red flag number one. That a strike number one. And based on Tufton's prepared response, where him basically exonerating himself and I say, well, me not have no direct involvement, my hands are clean. This not have nothing to do with me, is expected from someone like Tufton. Because if Tufton is as smart as we think he is, of course from the outset, he would ensure that this can blow back upon him, none at all. So this would have to be set up in our way where he is shielded from every negative outcome. But things would set in place to ensure that the indirect influence where the Integrity Commissioner talked about was already set in place from day one. So who fi know say every contract will come in must go out to market me. Every contract were related to PR must go out to market me. All of that would already be set in place, because this is you thinking ahead and protect yourself from a potential fallout like this, from a potential exposure like this. So do I believe that Tufton clueless to everything that happened between the 15 contracts under his ministry and market me, and him not know about it, and he was not aware? No, I do not believe that. Not even for a second. Not even for a minute. So this is just Tufton utilizing the JLP propaganda PR machine. So basically, Comrade Dr. Alfred Dawes say, not everything that is corrupt is prosecutable under the remit of the Integrity Commission. Meaning there is obvious corruption disguising itself behind one whole heap of semantics and technicalities. You see me? While we can see Tufton come out so brawling and talk about, oh, I am exonerated because I was never directly involved. And we know that is all BS, patriotic comrades. We know that. Yeah, because this is just one of many. Certainly, we can't believe or think for a second say this is the only corruption that is there. I'm sure if we dig deeper and probe further, we are going to unravel one whole heap more in the health ministry. Because everybody just anima food, and that can't work. So patriotic comrades, Dr. Alfred Dawes pointed out something very important. He says, we've seen this before, especially during COVID, with direct contracting. But in this case, there was no emergency justification. Yet, the method was used repeatedly. So in other words, where Comrade Dawes say is that during COVID, it's like there was a special exemption. You see me? You could award out multiple contracts in a one day because of the COVID emergency, and it was overlooked because of said emergency. Yet, them I use the same style and craft when there is no emergency. So when we put one and one together, based on Tufton and the Health Ministry maths, we are get 80 million instead of getting $80 million worth of irregularities. You see, these people feel like they can just run out and do a PR spin and it just go over the heads of the Jamaican people, because we're all dumb idiots and stupids and we don't know what we're going. We don't have basic common sense and we can't think independently and critically for ourselves. So I guess them come out and say anything and just expect say we accept it. Patriotic comrades, we need all of the whistleblower them where they in at the health ministry themselves to come forward and make we sink Tufton. You see, enough is enough. Too much rampant corruption left, right and center in the whole mess administration. You see me? Clearly we see Tufton fling officers and accounting staff under the bus and I put the blame on them. So I blame shift and I say, oh, I them handle that the part there. That now nothing to do with me. As if you're not them boss. How them fear get or award out contracts to companies and you no have no oversight? No papers no come on your desk for you review whether this company is thoroughly vetted or thoroughly qualified? What kind of health minister you be? You should lose your job with immediate effect, Christopher Tufton. And we still not understand how mainstream media now call for your resignation. Mainstream media now ask you the right question them. Then just make you come chat some semantic rhetoric and make you walk off. Like say, oh, the answers them we give supposed to suffice. And so it work, Tufton. It doesn't work like that. We, the Jamaican taxpayers, demand answers, cause after we taxpayers' money una award out in $80 million in a contract to your friend, allegedly your girlfriend, your woman, allegedly. That is one expensive romantic relationship. Allegedly, $80 million. That is one hell of a woman. Me never meet no woman where get $80 million out of me yet. she is one special woman. That's the power of a woman. Me nah lie, Tufton, me see the appeal cause she's attractive, no doubt, hands down. Me probably would have shoot me shot in a real life if me ever see her because she's attractive. But me no have $80 million figure. As a matter of fact, every man built differently. You see me? So we need the probe, we need further probe into this matter. We need a thorough probe into the health ministry from ceiling to floor. I am pretty sure wholly more corruption did if he get unravel. So we see Tufton run out within PR and just a dilly and a dance around the fact that, oh, I was not directly involved. That not nothing to do with me. And my staff did handle all of that day. My team did a weird say that did go on. Worst health minister in the history of Jamaica. Hands down. The man not take no accountability. The man come out with pure PR spin. Literally a fling his staff under the bus. So are them supposed to take the fall. Them supposed to take the blame. And they are the ones where Jamaica supposed to hold accountable. Your staff, what we not see. Your staff, them where they are not in charge of the ministry. Because I am pretty sure if you say you don't have nothing to do with it, you don't have no direct involvement according to you, if that's the case, then your staff would not award market me the contracts. That's only logical because once the health minister now influence me and tell me who me fi award the contract to, directly or indirectly, me nah go give to a friend. That's just my common sense. Me I go give to somebody else because the health minister no have no say over who me give the contracts to. I cannot be pressured by the health minister on who forget the contracts based on where the health minister say. He had no direct involvement. However, on the flip side, if me did award the contract to a friend, it had to be because of some indirect influence or direct influence. That are just common sense. Well, in my unsolicited opinion, that should be common sense. Because you say, you wash your hands off the situation, Tufton, and you say, you don't have no direct involvement. In your own words, that you say. So if I am the staff, the accounting staff, and the procurement officers, and we have complete autonomy on how the contract goes out and who we vet for give contract then, I would think common sense would prevail. There would be a bidding process from a list of competitors who want the contract, not just one market me. And common sense will prevail and we are going to choose the best company. Once there is no direct or indirect influence from the health minister. And the main reason why we wouldn't give it to Tufton friend or alleged girlfriend, allegedly, is because me know as the procurement officer or the accounting staff, that would be a direct conflict of interest. So there is no way on earth me would award it to Tufton friend, his running buddy. Yet Tufton take all away the Jamaican public for fool and one big idiot, cause him want we believe say him not have nothing to do with the situation. As if the procurement officer in a ministry and the accounting staff have complete autonomy to do what they want to do and award contracts to whoever they want award it to. That's the impression with Tufton and Giwi, because he say him not have no direct involvement. He must say that have to do with in accounting staff and procurement officers. So if we are to believe Tufton's statement of him saying he has no direct involvement, then why the staff give all of the contracts them to your friend, your running partner? You said friend where you honor the pan play and I take picture. Tufton your maths nah maths. Well, if he wasn't directly involved, why did 6 contracts go irregular? Yes, the not directly involved defense. My favorite trick. Right up there with I lost my receipt. If indirect influence were illegal, half of parliament would be in trouble, or even maybe 3/4 of parliament, or maybe everybody over the JLP. Me just say, patriotic comrades, if we don't demand integrity, who will? Something big is coming next week. Rumors of a whistleblower leak. Should I break it down in a follow-up video? Comment yes if you want that expose. So, where do we stand? Dawes is doing more than protesting. He is constructing a legally anchored demand. Tufton's defense is plausible, yet vulnerable. The real battleground is transparency, public pressure, and whether Jamaicans will settle for half answers. Over the next days or weeks, I'll be watching for internal memos, whistleblower statements that could blow this case wide open, and I'll bring them to you first. If you believe accountability matters, hit like, share this video, and subscribe for the continued blow to blow of this scandal. Drop in the comments, should there be a full judicial commission into Tufton's contracts? I'll be reading everything. Your voice matters.